Hello again, everyone. I am Batman. I'm sorry. I am Batman. Oh, God. Sorry. Playing this game has really got me thinking I am actually Batman. I do apologize. I am Big Red One with Gamers Armada, and I'm here to tell you about Batman Arkham City, and I'm here to praise it highly. Now, for the uninitiated, Batman Arkham City takes place in Gotham City. Essentially, Mayor Quincy Sharp, former Warden Quincy Sharp of Arkham Asylum, has managed to get elected mayor and is now using part of Gotham City as its maximum security prison for all of the villains and supervillains that Batman has taken such time to put away. Of course, the big downside of this is that now all of Batman's enemies are in one spot and they're engaged in a turf war, which would be simple enough for Batman. I'm pretty sure he could handle it any day of the week. But you've got the Joker, who's got plots within plots. You've got the Penguin, you've got Two-Face, you've got the Riddler, who just loves to torture the world's greatest detective. And you've got Catwoman. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in this game. And to say it's as simple as a turf war is kind of a misnomer, because it's actually a lot more than that. But on the surface, it is simply a facade as a turf war, and Batman has to handle it. And you'll learn more about that as you get into the game, as the plots unfold. It becomes very interesting. And where would a good story be without good mechanics and a lot of content to back it up? The first thing I want to talk about is Batman's ability to fight in this game. Rocksteady has created what I believe to be the best combat system in all of video games when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. There is nothing as fluid, nothing as dynamic, and nothing makes you feel more like you're brawling than the system they've created. Of course, there's a lot of nuance to that system, pressing the buttons at the right time, not just mashing buttons, but intelligently pressing when you need to press, whether you're attacking, whether you're defending, or whether you're just trying to get one up on somebody. It's honestly fantastic. And I really can't talk about fighting as Batman if I don't talk about fighting as Catwoman. Catwoman has a very different style from Batman. Batman is a lot stronger, and therefore he doesn't fight in quite the same fluid, flashy way. Whereas Catwoman, being Catwoman, and the sex kitten that she does everything in the sexiest way possible, or maybe that's my humble opinion. I don't really know, I just love watching her on screen. But Catwoman's awesome for other reasons. Catwoman is an incredibly devious character. She's very intelligent, she's very sexy, but she is very devious. You never really know where her true motives lie. Is she helping Batman because she wants something from him? Does she actually care about him, find him attractive? Well, I believe I can say without a doubt she does find him attractive. But the important thing is you never really know whether she just wants something or whether she actually cares for Batman. It's a very big give and take that's tough to figure out, and I love that about her. The other amazing thing about Batman Arkham City is the amount of characters it employs and the ways in which it uses them. Of course, you've got your main characters, which I've already mentioned, like the Joker and the Penguin and Two-Face, that really take up a lot of the main plot. But there are also the other characters that really act as sideshows or just distractions from the main story, such as the Riddler, who gives you plenty to do hiding his little trophies all around Gotham. And that's important because you might get bored with the main story, or you might feel like you want to wait to do something, and it gives you a good way to distract yourself. The other characters include people like Mr. Zsasz, who's got you finding ringing telephones all over Arkham City. You can even find the Calendar Man if you look hard enough. You can find the Identity Thief, who's out there cutting people's faces off. You've got Deadshot, who would be assassinating everybody if you weren't there to do the detective work to find him. And you've got Solomon Grundy. Honestly, I did not expect to see Solomon Grundy in this game, but he's there. And of course, there's always that surprise appearance by Clayface, which really makes you scratch your head. And I'll tell you what, he's one of the better surprises of this game. Of course, it's very difficult to talk about Arkham City without grandstanding a little bit for Batman himself. The reason it's difficult to do that is because Rocksteady really has created probably the best story for Batman that I've come across. And I say that after having read The Killing Joke, The Long Halloween, and a bunch of other stories about Batman that a lot of people would say are fantastic graphic novels or comic books. But really, this game employs so much Batman content and history that it really brings you into the depths of the Dark Knight. It's edgy, it's intelligent, and it really keeps you on the edge of your toes. And that's what I love about this game. It is a game, but it's also very much a movie in a lot of ways, and it probably has the best content of any Batman story, again, as I've ever come across. Now, I do have to say, there are some minor gripes with this game. The first of which is Hugo Strange. Hugo provides an intelligent backdrop for this game because he's a doctor, he's a professor, and he's somebody you really don't quite understand because he's got something hidden up his sleeve. And he knows Batman's secret identity, and you really don't know how he knows that. But that's how smart Hugo is. You just have to assume he figured it out. Unfortunately, he stays as a very minor character because he's always in the back part of the game. He's at the back end. He never really comes to the forefront until the very end, and even then, that's very short-lived. Hugo had a lot of potential, and I feel like they used him well in this game, but he could have done a lot more. He's a very psychological enemy for Batman, and I would have loved to see more of that employed in this game. The other minor gripe in this game is simultaneously one of its greatest assets, and again, that's the amount of content in it. Sometimes, though, I felt like I wasn't sure what was going on because there was just too much going on. Whether I was trying to find the phone that Zsasz was calling on, or whether I was trying to find Riddler trophies in the middle of trying to save Victor Freeze's wife Nora, there's a lot of stuff to do, and sometimes it's easy to get off track and forget what you're doing, or forget why you should care about what you're doing. But I again want to reiterate, while this may be a minor gripe, it is one of the game's greatest assets. Content, content, content. Content is king. And if you look hard enough, you can always find something wrong with any game. But there's not a whole lot wrong with this one, and as the Joker will tell you,
there's plenty wrong with me.